lads. We'll have boots on the ground in no time. Bogbrush 1, calling Council Gritter. Calling Council Gritter, over. Bogbrush 1, ETA 60 seconds. Roger out of Mike. Council Gritter calling Radio 1. Scrap that Radio 1 garbage. Moving over to BBC Radio 4. ETA 45 seconds. Hope you can hear me loud and clear. Want a cup of tea? Some biscuits ready. When we land, this is Bogbrush 1 out, Council Gritter. Expected ETA 40 seconds over. Roger that. Over and out. Hello and welcome to another video from me, Box of Demons, and, well, this is not a battlefield, we're not in combat, and there's not, well, not that I know of, there's not that many sort of combat-y situations are going to be going on here on this planet which I have dominated and called my own. No, well, occasionally, ever so occasionally on the channel, I may do the odd video of a game that I've really been enjoying. Just for a change, something different for you, my subscribers, to have a look at, and something different for me to have a little play with. We don't always want to be doing super heavy tactical combat games. So in this video, I'm going to be actually trying to get some materials together so that I can upgrade the backpack. But before we get into all that, this is No Man's Sky. I'm sure we've all heard of it, the game where they promised the Earth and they didn't deliver. Yes, I saw this game a long time ago and I quite enjoyed the look of the cartoony graphics and the whole thought of being able to fly around the universe, find things, name it yourself and everybody else in the universe. You know, it's everybody was in one big cluster and it was the aim of the game was to get to the centre of the universe. Well, we know that flopped. You could never find any other players in the universe because technically you didn't quite exist, and there was a lot of smoke blown up, a lot of bums, I think. Originally when this came out, they got slated, and rather than disappearing with the money or refunding the money, I've got to say hats off to Hello Games. There are only 15 developers, and from what I've seen, I got this game on the Steam Workshop for 20 quid. It's on sale at the minute at half price. I've actually enjoyed every single minute I have played so far. I've only played about 3.5 hours, so it may be a little early for me to decide. But what I've actually enjoyed and experienced so far in the game has been very enjoyable. It's quite in-depth, quite a lot to pick up and learn. And the game from the original... Well, let me put it this way. If you've tried this game originally and you refunded it, then I think now's probably a better time to come back in. There's been 4 major updates to the environment, the actual gameplay. There's a story and a lore with it now. You've got ground vehicles as well. There are jeeps and buggies and all sorts. You can see other players. You can see the full character. There is a co-op sort of mode with it, so you can play the entire game in that mode. There are freighters that you can own. You can create farms and bases, upgrade your ships and everything. It's kind of like the game we always wanted it to be. Another way to think about this game as well would be this is a much more accessible... I've even forgotten the name of it. What's the name of that bloody game where we all put loads of money in? Star Citizen. Star ass. Even I got sucked into that and bought 2 ships. I think I bought a Freelancer Deux, I bought a press ship and something else. And that game is never, ever, ever going to be finished. And I don't mean that in a way as, oh, they're constantly going to be updating it. It's just like they're redoing the assets now for some of the spaceships and stuff. I bought the Freelancer donkeys years ago. Why hasn't that been upgraded before they start bringing more ships out for more money, more and more, more and more and more? Well, I'm sick of it. This game, I have been enjoying this much more than any of my time in Star Citizen. So let's get in and have a look, and I'll tell you what I'm actually doing here. I'm actually looking for some copper. And you've got to manage how much you can carry, your resources actually on your eco suit, should I say, or your eco suit, and on the ship. I'm going to get all this copper, and I've actually created a small refinery, a processing refinery, back up at that little main base, which you get to eventually claim some land. And once you've claimed that land in the universe, that is yours. The whole world can play this game, but nobody else can land in that place because I own it. Now that's cool as Shava, let alone anything else. So I'm just going to collect all these resources. That's a big vault or crack of copper there. And we shall take this back onto the ship, back up and get that refined. So that I can then upgrade the backpack on my back, because that affects the life system. It's my jetpack, and it also gives me oxygen. And it's my life system really. When that runs out, you need resources in order to be able to engineer that. There is a full day and night cycle in here now. There is a weather system. You can view your ship in first or third person. I'm actually really, really impressed, and I'm really, really quite enjoying it. Many of the other traders and NCPs that you're going to find out here in the massive, massive galaxy, you can't actually speak to them or understand a word they're saying because you don't know their dialect. Can't even say it. Yorkshire dialect, you bum. You don't know their dialect, so you need to learn and research and get eventually certain words you'll start to understand, and as you build more of a relationship up with certain alien races, then obviously there are benefits to that as well. I've got that little dude over on my left, which is if I remember, I've hired him as a science, is he a science? I can't remember. He's researching, I've asked him to research something so we can build better facilities. I did know in the recent update that they've just brought out, you can even get craft that work underwater as well, so you can build your bases underwater, a little bit like, I think, they've taken some inspiration from Subnautica. There are definitely certain parts in there. If you do love the grind, then this game is probably the game for you. If you don't, a lot of the stuff that I'm actually mining here, you can go off-world here, up to one of the freighters or one of the frigates, and actually buy a lot of these resources. But as I'm quite new into this game, let's get back onto the old butt crack here. Let's just charge that up. I need some uranium to get the thruster engines working. There we go. Yes, there is quite a lot in this game. It's certainly a lot more in-depth and involved than I was expecting. And even at 4K on an ultra-wide monitor, I'm getting around 78 frames a second, which I know the graphics are not mind-blowing, but in certain places when you've got the lighting on some of the planets, it really does look beautiful. You've noticed the actual temperature where we are now is minus 53 or minus 54 degrees, hence the freezing around the edges of the screen. All these little things that were never in the game originally when it came out, and I remember, I think I refunded it after about less than 2 hours, I think it was on Steam, that was the only time you could actually get a refund. But if you're looking for a game that's completely different, that you can just chill out and relax, and it is, well, it can be quite in-depth, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the functions in it you've got to try and get your head round, and as you get out into the stars, as I said, you can actually get your own frigate fleet and start sending them. Whoa, calm down there. playing this with mouse and keyboard, and obviously where I move that little cursor on the screen is where the ship goes after, which is a great way of controlling it really without a joystick. It makes it very, very smooth. I've actually just lost that outpost. The outpost I found was actually locked. You need weapons, but I read online you can actually blast some of them open with the weapons on the ship. But if the little sentinels around, which are the little robots, we may see one down here flying around, if they see me damaging any of these buildings or properties, they will call out sentinels and robots. It's almost like a wanted system, if you think, not quite like GTA, but you get the idea. Just have a little fly around and see if we can find that. I'll probably leave you with 5 minutes or so of me flying around here and doing a few little bits. I won't whiffle waffle over all of it, but if you're looking for a game that's interesting, something different, and it's on sale at the minute, 50% off, I'm really enjoying it, and I think my next video will probably be Hunt the Showdown or something along those lines. It's kind of frustrating to want to do some more Insurgency when Jack Frag has come along, done one video, got 250,000 views, and all he's done is press record and run around. And then when you put loads of effort in, you get, what, 200 views? 300 views? Frustrating. But anyway, right, I shall see you in the stratosphere, in the field, in a tank, in a plane, boots on the ground. Thanks for watching, thanks for all the support. Hope you enjoyed this. It's something a little bit different. I'm not going to be making a habit of this, but it's Christmas, why not? I hope you all have a Christmas cracker of a good time. I'm still waiting for Kit Beckinsale to ring my bell, literally in both metaphoric terms there. Hey, you've got to have a dream. How are you going to have a dream come true? Thanks for watching. I shall see you in another video coming real soon. I'm Box of Demons, flying around like an utter knob. Shut up. Bye-bye.
Ground protection falling.